using for demonstration purposes a song called It's the Talk of the Town. Now let me play it for you. I'm going to play it for you how I think it should be played. It's not a difficult, it's a little on the simple side, but it's fairly pretty, so here we go. Yeah, well, that's the talk of the town. Now, what I've done, in order to tell you and demonstrate a little bit how I'm trying to play this, is I've taken the songs, and you'll see on the screen, I've divided it into 7 different parts. And what I've shown you, as you look at it, you'll see, excuse me, the original melody line, and then what I've devised is my arrangement below it, okay? So you have the original melody line on top and what I've been playing here on the bottom. And so you can see the difference. And there isn't a big difference in a sense, except for the way I phrase it with chords. It's sometimes the type of chord, the chord itself, I've changed it. I even change some of the notes. And as we go through this, I'm going to try to explain to you why I did it and the answers to it, and sometimes there isn't an answer. It's just called creativity, okay? So let's go through section 1. Now the original song sounds like this. If you look at the top line, okay? Okay, well that's all well and good. So in the first measure you've got F to D minor 7th. Well, I don't play it that way. If you can see the line below it, I play it this way, with a B diminished, F to B diminished. I'll run through that one more time. Now see, if I would play it with a D minor 7th, this is how it would sound. Again with the D minor 7th. Now with my diminished chord, listen. Okay, well, I just think it sounds a little better. And that's how we interpret some of the music. Music in the fakebook, it's not necessarily written the right way. Actually, you might be surprised to you, but it's true. And then you have to try to conform it to yourself and how you hear it. Basically, on a historical level, some of these songs have changed by musicians, and they've handed it down to people like me. I mean, I've been shown that sometime in the past. I can't remember when or what, but that's how it is, how that stuff develops. So in any event, let's take, I'm going to play part 1 and part 2, the original melody line, so you can hear it. So that's part 1 and part 2 together. That's the original song. Now listen to what I've changed on it. Look at the second line on these parts, okay? Now you hear the difference. There is a difference. I want to say something about what I've done here as far as my own work. As you notice, I've used 4-fingered chords many times here. Well, I don't expect beginners to be latching onto that so well. You can actually drop the bottom note of each one of those chords and still be on the successful music side of it. Might be a little easier for you. So, you know, I tried to address this the way I thought possible. In any event, here's the same 2 parts with 3-note chords. Okay, well, not a lot lost, but there's some fullness there that is missing, okay? In any event, we'll take it from there. So I'm going to play my arrangement again on the second line of those parts, and I'm going to go right into the second ending, okay, of this first part of the song. That's before the next part, which is the bridge. I did want to say something to some of the folks that might be interested. You'll see the first line I'm playing here. Well, going back to the fact that fakebook notes are not always the same and they change all the time, I would like to propose to you that you could play that without repeating the chord. For instance, the first measure of this song goes like this again. Second. Well, generally, I might not play that way, but I am for this purpose. The reason I say that is because it's a little awkward. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you can do something like this. Take only the first 2 notes, the first 2 chord notes of each measure, but play a C and E for the 3rd and 4th chords. What do I mean by this? See how I use single notes instead. And it breaks it up. It's pleasing to the ear too. It's a little different. It's changing the melody, the original melody, the original fakebook. But I think that's okay. I can get I can get through it. Let me do that one more time so you get that. So we go on to the bridge. And again, it's just a bunch of 4-note chords, which you could turn again into 3. So let's try the bridge. I'm on to the third part of my, my little parts that I've carved out, okay? Come to the, see, 1, 2, 3, the fourth bar. It's actually, you see the second bar of the, I call it the original line 4 part. It's the fourth part of the song. On the second bar, you see what I did here. I come down and I do A flat 7th, and I've got a phrase with 3 notes. As opposed to the original song, which on the top, if you take a look at the second measure, part 4, you see E flat 7th, D 7th. Well, see, I wrote a little differently, so let's try the original line 4, okay? All right. Well, and then you might say, well, why did I do it that way? Well, it's because I've been playing it for many years like that, that's all. And it goes back to what I was saying about how these songs develop and what musicians do. And there's an historical development. And furthermore, I do think in this case, maybe my instructor used it and played it that way. So I just continued on, and I think to the ear, I think it sounds better, but to you, I'll leave that to you. All right, now, let me start again on part 4. Okay? All right, let me do that one more time. Part 5. And so I gave you a break here, no chords. The reason I did that is because we're up pretty high, and I didn't want you to I wanted you to break the monotony of all those chords. So here we go. Yeah, that's how the original is. Now mine on that goes. Let's try that again, okay? Again, part 5 from the first measure. back to the beginning of the section. I mean, this is the same as the beginning, okay? So you could take it from line 6. Now you'll see that the first measure of line 6, the original song uses a E flat ninth on the 3rd and 4th beat for the first measure, but I use an F augmented. Why do I do that? Well, there's a little bit of sound going on there. It's sharper. It's a little. Let me just play that for you so you get the idea. That's the original. And here's mine. I like that better. So I just took it down, and I think you can do that. So basically, you know, I've got the first part of the song, the first 8 measures or so are pretty much 8 measures, 12 measures, pretty much like the ending of the song. And then we've got the bridge in the middle. So let me play it one more time for you, the way I've written it for me, okay? And then maybe you can work on it and do that kind of thing. So. I get carried away, sorry. Maybe someday I can show you the ending. So that's it. Just my tips for your playing purposes. And I hope that you got something out of this, because it's an art which we need to keep alive. And I think my own personal opinion is we can do that with these tremendous songs, standard songs. So if you have some questions, or if you have some comments, please send them through. I don't have everything settled yet from a technological perspective, but I think the main points have been talked about today. So, see you next time. Bye.